Introducing a completely redesigned experience that you can sense. And that senses you. The new Dell Latitude laptops bring your work closer to you.
Tonight, a notorious Gold Coast hinterland road claims another life.
Shocking video of reckless hoons taunting locals and burning up our streets.
Gold Coasters still waiting for storm insurance payouts 6 months after our Christmas tornado.
We have your best Cooley Rocks preview.
Plus half-price meals for Gold Coast families, singles and seniors.
Live from 50 Carrara Avenue, Surfers Paradise. This is 9 Gold Coast News with Paul Taylor and Eva Millic.
Good evening. A turf truck driver has died in a horror semi-trailer rollover in the Gold Coast hinterland.
Emergency services spending hours desperately trying to free the man trapped inside the cab.
Mounds of turf strewn across a Wonga Wallen intersection. The top of a truck cab ripped apart, evidence of a horrific high impact.
Emergency services were met with a confronting scene. They always are, these sort of accidents with heavy vehicles.
Responding to calls at 6:45 this morning, firefighters working for hours to cut the driver from the wreckage.
They were able to extract the driver at the appropriate time. Unfortunately, his life had been lost at that time.
Turf falling from the truck for hundreds of metres down Tamborine Oxenford Road. Witnesses telling us they raced to the crash with fire extinguishers after seeing smoke coming from the tyres.
And it appears at this stage of our early investigations that the vehicle's lost control.
The second smash on the same road this year alone. A 28-year-old man left with serious injuries in February when the brakes on his truck gave out. Today's scene taking until the afternoon to clear, shutting a local pub for most of the day.
At this early stage, we can't determine the cause of the accident.
Hadaya Gripsky, 9 Gold Coast News.
Up and down our coastline, the Gold Coast hooning pests are at it again. Driveways and residential streets, this time the target of the reckless and dangerous drivers.
Tyres squealing, rubber burning. Under the cover of darkness, hoons tearing up the streets of the Gold Coast. All while filming their dangerous antics. Leaving innocent residents to clean up the mess. A local hoon group uploading a video over 7 minutes long to social media of members doing burnouts.
They can call themselves Mexican cartel or whatever. You know, my attitude is just call them cowards.
The group claims this compilation targets the driveways of those who have an issue with their behaviour, including police and politicians. Some even reversing through front fences first. Member for Mudgeeraba, Ros Bates, has been targeted multiple times in the past.
They've actually done a burnout in front of me about 3 metres away at the Wurrunggeri shopping village. It's not just the damage that they do on the road surfaces, it's the ability that there may well be a fatality one day because of them.
Those involved reminded they're not above the law.
We've got significant camera network throughout the Gold Coast and we will, when we do identify people who are breaching traffic rules, we'll prosecute them.
Jessica Warboys, 9 Gold Coast News.
Convicted wife killer Andrew Cobby has spent the day in court quizzing a forensic scientist in his appeal over what he claims to be new DNA evidence. The Wurrunggeri murder weapon, a hammer, was retested after failings at Queensland's forensics lab. The Court of Appeal president expressed frustration over Cobby's irrelevant questions as he self-represents. The decision on his appeal will be made at a later date.
A secret investment deal is dividing our city councillors. Late last year, a committee was briefed on a special strategic investment opportunity involving an ownership stake in Gold Coast Airport. The move could cost ratepayers hundreds of millions of dollars.
I voted for it, and my attitude is airlines are the conduit to bringing tourists here.
Councillors are calling for an urgent update on negotiations.
A Wongawallan business severely damaged in a freak tornado and flood event is still waiting on its insurance payout almost 6 months on. The owners want to return the nursery back to its former glory as they prepare to mark its 21st birthday.
A Christmas tornado causing carnage.
The phones were down, there was no internet, and most of the back section of the site just looked like a bomb had gone off.
Owners Rick and Lisa Warwick of Bamboo Down Under weren't spared the New Year's drenching either, which dumped 540 millimetres of rain, both events causing them more than $500,000 in damages.
We've had certain sections of the nursery just closed. It was, dangerous, or there were trees down, plants everywhere, mangled fencing.
But the community rallied behind them.
It's quite emotional. We had a lot of staff, actually all the staff were away on holidays, and they all came back to help, which is really wonderful. We had about 50 volunteers that came and rang up just about every person I know in the world to come and help us.
And now they just need their insurance to pay out. Rick and Lisa are one of more than 10,000 Gold Coasters who made a claim that summer storm season, and payday couldn't come soon enough.
But it's coming up to 6 months now, so we think it's time that the insurance is paid out.
The business turns 21 at the end of the month.
We'll be encouraging everyone to come and just enjoy the place, go through the labyrinth, the tunnel, the maze. There'll be a sausage sizzle happening.
Focus on the future.
Yeah.
Eve Swan, 9 Gold Coast News.
A Gold Coast mum is urging parents to be on alert against RSV, the leading cause of hospitalisations in babies and young children. RSV can cause severe respiratory illnesses, including bronchitis and pneumonia. 3-month-old Xavier was hospitalised with the virus last year.
Just be on the lookout for all of the RSV symptoms, because that's what I wasn't aware of, and thankfully the doctor did tell me about those symptoms.
Last week, the Gold Coast recorded 135 cases, with 11 people currently receiving care in local hospitals.
From kangaroos to echidnas, critical care can now be given to injured wildlife more quickly, with Mayor Tom Tate handing over the keys to a new rescue vehicle to Wildcare Australia. Local volunteers previously responding to call-outs in their own vehicles.
We get a lot of things like koalas, kangaroos hit by cars, a lot of birds. Our Gold Coast has a very rich bird population, so they make up about 2/3 of our rescues. Things like echidnas, bandicoots, reptiles, snakes.
Around 8,000 animals are rescued each year. Let's go live now to Luke Bradnam at Carrara. And Luke, the cows where you are getting a bit of a makeover.
Absolutely, PT. It's not officially Origin time here on the Gold Coast until the Carrara cows are painted in the fabulous maroon. Have a look at this. Don't they look proud? Our most passionate Queensland supporters that we have. Felt very privileged this afternoon, a short time ago, to actually witness them get sprayed. Now, this is a tradition that's been happening here on the Gold Coast for over 20 years. Queenslander Hemi is the artist, if you will. He's actually a Kiwi. He doesn't care who wins tomorrow night, but the cows do. I actually heard a brief cry of Queenslander from one of the cows as they got sprayed, and this will be a fixture, guys, over the coming weeks as during the Origin period. I'll be back to let you know what weather we can expect here on the Gold Coast and in Sydney for the big game with the famous Carrara cows. The full weather app coming up shortly.
Luke, just out of interest, what colour are the pats, the cow pats, the poo? Are they blue? I think they might be blue.
It is blue. It is blue. It is blue.
Only you would come up with that. Cooley Rocks On's rolling into town. Next, your guide to all things 50s.
A tower pitch for Miami, why it's dividing locals.
Our family, singles and seniors are getting half-price meals at the coast's top restaurants.
Plus, a playful humpback treats locals to a spectacular show.
P&O Cruising sunk. What it means for Queensland holidaymakers. New cost of living bill buster. How everyone can lock in big discounts. Exclusive preview of the caravan and camping show. Plus, the big supermarket giving away thousands of birthday cakes. 9 News at 6.
9 Gold Coast News, brought to you by Gem Life Gold Coast. Resort-style living for the over 50s. Experience the Gem Life difference.
We have vision just into the newsroom. Let's go live to Hatea Gripsky at Wongawallan. Hatea, CCTV has emerged of that horrific crash this morning.
CCTV from that local pub we mentioned earlier, Eva. You can see in this video in the right-hand corner the truck losing control on that intersection with plumes of smoke shortly following. A roadworks vehicle also moving out of the way to avoid being hit. No doubt this vision will form a very important part of the police investigation into exactly how this tragedy unfolded. Back to you, Eva.
Yeah, very confronting scene there, Hataya. Thank you. A 9-storey tower with 109 studio apartments has been proposed for a small island site on the west side of the highway opposite Miami High. Designed for temporary and emergency accommodation, the project includes plans for a communal laundry and gym with a ground floor cafe selling affordable pre-made meals. If approved, it would be registered for use with the Department of Housing, but the Mayor has notes.
Maybe the reduction of car parking numbers, because have a look at the clientele. If they're not having cars, reduce that.
Council is seeking more information as residents in the area express their concerns.
Coolangatta's famous 50s festival is kicking off tomorrow. Tonight we have your guide to the Cooley Rocks On Festival, celebrating all things motors and rock and roll.
Gearing up for 5 days of 50s nostalgia.
We specialise in oldie worldy lollies, things that, you know, your grandparents used to have.
And we've got rockabilly shirts, men's hot rod shirts and vintage car shirts.
The Coolangatta foreshore is ready to rock and roll after a race against the clock to repair damage from last month's Fisher concert.
People down home all said, if you're going up here, you've got to go to Cooley Rocks. And man, what a thing this is.
Stagehands are putting the final touches to the Elvis precinct, where tens of thousands of people will see the king of rock and roll show them how it's done.
I can't wait to do Hound Dog, all of the hits, you know, just get everybody dancing and feeling good, you know.
But before you start wiggling like Elvis, remember to plan ahead. General entry is free, but there are still some ticketed events available. The Elvis Tribute Show starting at $20, or rock and roll and swing dancing from $30. Free parking is available at the Strand Shopping Centre and Twin Town Clubs and Resort. $10 to park at Coolangatta State School. Or a $5 shuttle bus service is departing from Boyd Street every 30 minutes. The event kicking off at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Bella Schwarzenegger, 9 Gold Coast News.
A pair of local fishermen had a close encounter with two humpbacks at Tweed Heads Bar this morning, filming this video of the whales cruising just metres from the boat.
But they never really come into the bar that close. They might go out to just the mouth of it to where the river touches the ocean, but they've come right in and they've gone past boats and jet skis in the morning. So it was pretty awesome to see them that close, especially in person.
Must be the whales making their way back out to sea after cruising the river.
Ironman legend Ali Day and a Ron Burgundy lookalike have joined a host of big names today, taking the plunge for the Sun's DIY Big Freeze, raising funds and awareness for motor neuron disease.
It's nothing compared to the inconvenience of MND to the victim first, but the family network's unbelievable.
It's a privilege to be a part of. You see it on the at the MCG every year.
Couldn't be happy to donate our time and the Gold Coast Suns' time.
Former AFL great Neil Danaher currently battling the disease. He's the driving force behind the fundraiser, so far rallying more than $10,000 for Fight MND.
Dining deals in the news ahead, half-price meals for Gold Coasters.
Bronte in sport, a forward reshuffle for everybody.
Mo Fodawaker could start, Paul. Coming up, the very latest from the Maroons' captain's run in Sydney. Mass changes for the Titans as a few big names ramp up to return. And we'll tell you which Gold Coasters are Paris-bound with the Matildas.
P&O Cruising sunk. What it means for Queensland holidaymakers. New cost of living bill buster. How everyone can lock in big discounts. Exclusive preview of the caravan and camping show. Plus, the big supermarket giving away thousands of birthday cakes. 9 News at 6.
Intuitive, capable, and above all, intelligent. The Ford Escape is fearlessly designed and makes every day effortless.
Mo Fotuaika could be in line to start the State of Origin series opener, with Billy Slater considering a late forward pack reshuffle. While the Titans enforcer is currently named on the bench, Billy will keep the Blues guessing right up until kickoff.
Not in his nature, but Mo Fotuaika is firmly in focus ahead of Origin 1. Rumours he'll start the series opener rather than come off the bench, amplified with captain's run completed behind closed doors and coach Billy Slater's rather cryptic response when asked about a potential late team shuffle.
We're all across that, the whole team. I'm not going to stand here and tell you exactly how we're going to play it.
Mo, the only Titan in action tomorrow night, meaning injured Queenslander Tino Fa'asul-Malaawi is on guest speaking duties at a club function. The Gold Coast captain preparing for a very different Origin night at home with family.
Inviting everyone over, doing a big feed for them, and like I said, I'm a fan, and it's going to be exciting to watch the boys run out there.
Another Titan who wishes he was part of Origin preparations, Beau Fermor, as he begins to find form following his ACL injury.
I think they picked a really good team, and was I disappointed I wasn't? Yeah, of course I was. Everyone wants to be a part of those camps and a part of those teams, and it wasn't meant to be for me.
Preparing to battle the Bunnies this Saturday, Jojo Fafita, Phil Sami and Kieran Foran named to return, while Jaden Campbell and Tanner Boyd could be late inclusions listed on the extended bench. Matthew Simbicus, 9 Gold Coast News.
Meantime, the Maroons women's side has arrived in Newcastle late this afternoon ahead of their must-win match against the Blues on Thursday night. Of course, all of the Origin action is live, free and exclusive right here on 9. Special recognition for Suns local young gun Bodie Euland, receiving the AFL's Rising Star nomination for round 12 after a strong showing against Essendon.
The little box ticks that you dream of as a kid is like you want to be drafted, but then the next focus is you want to get a Rising Star nomination, so it's great to achieve that.
Meanwhile, a new role for former Suns coach Stuart Dew, agreeing to a part-time coaching position with the Brisbane Lions. 3 Gold Coast footballers are Olympic-bound with the Matildas. Goalkeeper Mackenzie Arnold, midfielder Tamika Yallop and forward Hayley Raso selected in the Aussie squad for Paris 2024.
We always take the fans with us and we might not have as many there, but we know that they'll be back here.
Raso starring in the Tillies' final pre-Olympics hit-out on home soil, scoring Australia's 2-0 win over China. And Eva, that is your Tuesday in sport.
Okay, otherwise known as Origin Eve. Thank you very much, Bronte. Cheap Eats, next, your guide to scoring mega dining deals on the coast.
And New South Wales cows nowhere near as passionate as Queensland cows, but how's the weather shaping up for the big game tomorrow? All the details of full weather and beach and surf report for you coming up next.
9 Gold Coast News, brought to you by Gem Life Gold Coast. Resort style living for the over 50s. Experience the Gem Life difference.
P&O Cruising sunk. What it means for Queensland holidaymakers. New cost of living bill buster. How everyone can lock in big discounts. Exclusive preview of the caravan and camping show. Plus, the big supermarket giving away thousands of birthday cakes. 9 News at 6.
Dozens of Gold Coast restaurants are getting on board an app offering locals 50% off their bills.
Tonight, the top tips to saving big on dining out across our city.
Busting hunger without breaking the bank. Locals can eat at the Gold Coast's top restaurants for a fraction of the price.
When you book a first table, you receive a first table offer. You get 50% off your food.
The booking platform helping fill the first and last tables.
Well over 1,100 bookings so far. That's over 3,000 customers filling up our empty tables.
First Table is now expanding on the coast, adding to the 55 venues already on the app. On the platform, there's hundreds of half-price meals available across breakfast, lunch and dinner, but you have to be quick. Bookings are snapped up faster than you could say bon appetit. Otherwise, there's plenty of local deals taking the hit off the hip pocket. At Sopo, there's 2-for-1 Tuesdays, $15 dinners midweek, and you can feed the family for $49. 50-cent wings on Wednesdays at El Camino and Surfers Paradise. At Bind Bar and Dining, you can get a cheeseburger and lager for $20 all weekend. Kids eat free at Burleigh Leagues Club Monday and Tuesday nights. Further south, Rainbow Bay Surf Club has $15 roast for members to start the week. Gracie Richter, 9 Gold Coast News.
Time for Melissa Downs now with what's coming up at 6.
Thanks, Eva and Paul. Coming up in just a few minutes, Australian cruising giant P&O calls it quits, the major industry shake-up. Mayoral mayhem, a Queensland politician caught in a web of lies, tries to blow up his council. New cost of living bill buster, lock in big discounts on every household bill. We take you inside the Southeast's biggest penthouse, now up for sale. Our exclusive preview of the Queensland Caravan and Camping Show, plus the big supermarket giving away 150,000 birthday cakes. All those stories plus the rest of today's breaking news coming up right after Luke's local weather. See you then.
Switch on a Daikin Alira X split system with advanced streamer technology to remove more than 99% of harmful indoor air pollutants and surround yourself with cleaner air this summer. Daikin, perfecting the air.
Time for that right now. In fact, hello there, Luke. Tell us about State of Origin weather, please.
Absolutely perfect, PT. Even these guys are going to have to wear the 50 plus here on the Gold Coast tomorrow. Another perfect blue sky day on the way. Could see some showers in Sydney though, even potentially thunderstorms late in the evening. I'll show you the chart in just a moment. Let's have a look at today's temperatures first up from around the city. Our coldest day of the year finally dropped down to the single digits at the Seaway this morning. Just 6 degrees for Coolangatta, Nerang and Coomera, and the daytime temps only warming up to around 20. Right now here with the most passionate cows on the planet, the Carrara cow. She's a pretty brisk 17 degrees. Tomorrow's weather map, it's great to be a Queenslander. Sunshine for our state, but you can see that showers that could affect the big game tomorrow in Sydney. For us on the Gold Coast, heading for a top of 22 tomorrow, dropping down tonight to 10. And then as we look ahead, it's just sunshine right the way through for the rest of the week. Partly cloudy for Thursday, 22. Dropping down to 9 degrees on Saturday, and the sunshine continues for Sunday. Now for the board riders, it was the best beach day you could ask for out there today, and happy to say almost a carbon copy heading our way tomorrow. Light winds, the swell's tiny, only 1 to 2 foot, so bust out the longboard. The water temp's nice, up around 22 degrees at the moment, and offshore for the boaties tomorrow, seas below half a metre. That's basically a glass out. It's as good as it gets. High tide tomorrow, guys, around 7 a.m. The famous Carrara cows showing their pride and passion. Do the same tomorrow. Get in maroon. Go the boys.
Luke, I think they're asleep actually. Thank you for that. And thank you for being here this Tuesday.
End of an era. P&O cruises to shut down. Here's Andrew and Melissa with the latest.